I want to talk about what is the definition of public, because you probably have the wrong idea. Okay, so let's look here. Amazon S3 considers a bucket or object ACL public if it grants any permissions to members of the predefined all users or authenticated users groups. And when evaluating a bucket policy, S3 begins by assuming the policy is public. That's a good assumption. It should assume everything's dangerous. It then evaluates the policy to determine whether it qualifies as non-public. So we're looking for qualifications for not being public. And if we don't hit those quals, we're going to say it's public, we're going to block it. Let's look at the list of things that qualify it. So we're saying to be considered non-public, a bucket policy must grant access only to fixed values. In other words, no wildcards, no stars, of one or more of the following. The very first one, those of you who know what this means, a set of classless interdomain routings, CIDR blocks. Okay, these are blocks of IP addresses, and they could be very large without any wildcarding, right? You can have very large collections of IP address space that is considered non-public and therefore acceptable. It could be a significant portion of the internet that is allowed in, and the block public access will see it as non-public and allow that. So the block public access is a very useful feature, but there's no way you should fully trust it that your information won't get leaked onto the internet, even directly, even without people having IAM credentials or other kinds of protections. So the meaning of public is something people get confused about and actually get in trouble over, because they think if AWS tells you it's not public, that you have much more safety than you really do. Because again, these could be exposed. I mean, all it says is a list of only fixed values. It doesn't say how long, of certain object types that can be pretty substantial collections of stuff. So you want to use this feature. I'm not trying to put this feature down. You want to use this feature, but it's not good enough to use this feature, not even close. You have to be careful if you have a large collection of S3, turning on the ones that go back in time and block public access, because you might have stuff that's public. And in fact, you might have legitimate use cases for public access, like hosting a website. That you want public access. The internet should, if Netflix turned off public access, you wouldn't watch movies, right? So there are legit uses for public, but it is a really helpful overlay on top of these the ACLs and the bucket policies.